Okay, so I had to go downstairs and grab a beer. So just cheers and salute whatever it is that you say wherever you are. This is a kickoff of the GMB training program. Heinrich is here, Terry's here, I'm here, and all the cool kids are here. Sam and Scott and Sheldon and Tony. Well, Tony anyway. Marcus and Mike and Pat and Elsie, Keith, Jay, Hadi, Gregory, Drew, Doug, Don, Dirk, David, Chris, Carolyn, Brian, Ben. I don't know how do you say Benvenu? Okay, we'll just call you Benny. So that's everybody that's here right now. We have about 26 of us. We'll have more as we go on, but once again, cheers to everybody, and awesome to have you here, and want to thank you guys for participating and sneaking in. A couple of you guys snuck in under the wire, so we're gonna start to make sure that you guys understand exactly how to use this, and those that were testers have been helpful so far in really sharing their knowledge and what they've found and what their results are to those that are coming in. So let's just this gives everybody. Oh, can you hear me? Where is my beer? There you go. I will have to have one when we have our event and you're there. I'll buy you one. How's that? Everybody hear me okay? All good? Cool. Okay. Well, that's all right. Everybody else hear me all right? Yep. Please cover setup, especially blogger posting. David, we're going to be covering posting today, right? That's the first and most clearest thing that we need to do is get everybody set up with the basics. So I appreciate you sending me that question, and we will cover it when we get to that particular point, all right? All right, everybody. I am going to stop this, I think. Can I stop it? Yeah. You don't want to see me anymore. And we will go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Hendrik.
Hi there. Can everybody see my screen, and can everybody hear what I'm saying? Give me a 1 in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Everybody sees you and hears you fine.
Okay. Thank you very much. So today is the first basic training. And what I want to do is just for an extra time go over what is a GMB and how does it react. As you know, that the GMB is a central database for Google to keep information about the business. And the more you can optimize that business, the better, because the more knowledge Google will have about your business. So what will happen next is, my screen has frozen. When you post or make a post in either the dashboard for the GMB or in our mega poster, the post will be shown in the knowledge panel for 7 days. The information that we have put
in a 7-day window for what is posted. Give me one if you already know that, because that's kind of critical, because we've gotten some questions. Well, I posted it, or I've seen posts and then they disappear. So everybody aware of that? I think pretty much everybody is. So
yeah, okay,
cool.
So when you create a GMB, you might not show up in a 3-pack because Google haven't shown a 3-pack. But what you could do, you could show up in the organic search result with your knowledge panel on the right side of the organic search. So that is as good as getting a map listing, because people will get your business shown directly in the face, and can either go to the website, can get directions if they want, and then we'll go to your map. If Google decides that there's enough competition in the market, then they will show a 3-pack. And in addition to show you information in the feedback, Google will give you an opportunity to have a one-page website which you can optimize by using different aspects of it. We'll come back to how we optimize that because we'll only be looking at the post today. So the post, as we said before, they will show up 7 days in a knowledge panel, and they will be forever in the one-page business, one-page Google My Business website. So in theory, when you post on a constant basis, your Google business website will grow and grow and grow. And each post will work as an inner page to that GMB website. So if you stack your posts or silo your posts into silos, would give an indication of you have a silo for one product or one service, then Google will slowly digest that. And okay, when people are searching in the organic search for about a product or service, you might be pop up in the maps ranking or with a knowledge panel, and that's what you want to do. You want to associate your product or service with Google, so whenever it's people search for that, your business will be shown. So that's the basic idea behind the GMB, and that's what we will try to manipulate. Regarding the poster in itself, which you have got, when we post directly to the GMB, the post just go up through the Google My Business API. But if you schedule a post, we keep the post locally in a little database, and there's a small service running, which is the scheduler service like you have in RFR, and that will constantly check if there's any post that's supposed to be scheduled within a 3 minutes period. And if you have scheduled posts and your computer is shut off or broken or whatever, and you open it again, and we have passed that date or that time where your post is supposed to be fired, then it will throw an error code to you and say date/error, which means that the schedule can't post in the past. That's what it's trying to say to us. That's how it's coded at the moment. So can everybody give me a 1 if you understand that the post goes directly and scheduled post goes to a scheduler service, which will need to run as a service on a computer, and computer has to be on for the post to fire when it's scheduled, or to the same date and time when it's scheduled.
Okay, sometimes you might miss what is said. I want everybody to be clear what Heinrich just said. Your computer needs to be what? What does it need to be for this to work? Turned on, baby. Scheduled and on. On, yes, correct. Awesome. Running. Beautiful. Thank you. Got it.
Those running on the DPS won't have that problem because you will be running
always on.
It's always on, right? So it's the laptop which is an issue. Okay, what we're going to look at tonight is silos, events, offers, products. We'll go into maps and image. Everything that's within the poster we'll have on today. So let me move this away a little bit and go over to the
While
poster.
you're doing that, Heinrich, for anybody that's looking, and if it looks a little small, if you go up in the top right-hand corner of the GoToMeeting webinar and hit the big box, it'll create a full screen mode for you. And at least it'll be easier to see.
So can everybody see my screen? Give me a 1 if you can.
Yep.
Okay. So what I've done here, I have taken an account, I have chosen a location, and what I'm trying to add here is a post which will go into a silo that I already created. And I used a naming convention, which is actually the location you can see up here, Ocean's Landing underscore Q&A. The reason why is that at the moment we are not able to, the system doesn't filter based on the location up here. So you'll get a mix of silo names as you progress. The more you create on different silos, the more confusing it will be for you to pick the right silo. So that's why I have used the naming convention, where I just take the first letter or two first letters of the name, an underscore, and then the actual silo name that I want. Because I've chosen an already existing silo, you will have up here the last linked URL, which has been in the silo. And what happens when we post to a silo? When I post this one, the URL will be kept in a small database. So the next time that we are choosing the silo name, it will take this particular post and use that as the link URL up here. I saw Reggie was asking in the group whether you could take this one, paste it up here, and use that as a link. At the moment, you can't do that because you will break what's stored in the database. Because taking something here and substitute it for another link, that link will become the last link in the chain. So rather than having, I know that it's maybe a little bit odd, but the call to action, which is on a mobile, is the best, let's say, opportunity to get a user to click. We will have to see whether we can sort something out so we get a better silo, what do you call it, editing feature, so that we'll be able to do what Reggie was asking in the Skype group this morning. When you want to create a silo, here's a few things you should take into consideration. You should have done your keyword research. So this keyword, this is what is located at the top of my silo. Then I will have a new post which will support that keyword up there. I will have a new post supporting again the keyword up there. So these supported keywords will be your long tail keywords, which you will stack up so that when somebody is actually searching for this keyword here, we will end up in the tree pack. That's our ultimate goal for this exercise, right?
Question.
Yeah.
The supporting keywords, can they be supporting keywords for other locations you want to show up for?
So you're actually expanding your reach?
Correct.
Yeah. I have tried to do that, but it didn't push, let's say, much of it. But I need to test that more and push it more to see what I can get it to trigger. What I have done is actually I have posted with either a direction from the other location that I want to rank for. So I will take a surrounding town, have driving direction from there to my GMB location, and by that I'm actually trying to make the relevance for that location to the GMB.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But what will you, if we say up here, I have FHA mortgage loan, FNQs, Brevard County, Florida. So my supporting keyword could be if it's a mortgage loans, FAQs, Melbourne, if it's a mortgage loans, satellite beach, etc. So by doing that, I'm actually stuffing up the different location into the whole county. Can you follow me? Does everybody understand?
Come on, let them know if you get it. I don't see anybody answering. So are you thinking whether you get it or you don't get it? Oh, maybe you are answering. I got to scroll down. Can you repeat? I'm not really catching it.
Okay. So let's assume this one is my major keywords in the stack. That will go up here. Then my supporting keyword will be
Just say VA mortgage, VA, or that's
just Melbourne here.
Yep, Melbourne. Yep.
And then I'll come with another one, which is called Satellite Beach. So it comes down here. And then I'll go on and go on and go on. And then I'll make driving direction for these ones. So this post would have a driving direction actually up to my location, which is actually in Melbourne. But by that, I'm trying to cover the whole county. And what I do in addition, I actually link I make a link to the Wikipedia for the city. So can everybody still hear me? Because I think I lost some sound, or is that you, Patrick, that has been muted? I think that Patrick muted.
Yeah, I just muted up, but you're good. Everybody hears you great.
Yeah. Okay. So does that clear up a little bit on the silo and the structure? Give me a 1 if you. I can't see them, but Patrick.
You're good. All ones.
Okay, good.
You converted everybody.
So let's say I want to post this now, and I want to upload a photo. So I go and pick a photo in my little box down here.
Heinrich, before we go to photos, do you want to answer all questions on the post first?
I can do that. Yeah. Let's do that. So we.
Okay. Let me scroll back up here. Okay. Let's go to here. So we could have multiple silos for the same GMB by topic, maybe?
You should.
So you say yes?
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to illustrate is the following. Let me find something. So maybe it's better understood.
Because we're going to stay here as long as we need to, guys, and make sure everybody understands this, okay?
So what I'm doing here to illustrate that you have the website, you have the first post in the stack. We make several of these. Just a second. What's going on here? Okay. So this is post 2 in the stack. And they continue down post 3, post 4, etc. So when this post is first posted into the GMB, it's considered as an inner page. And that inner page will then have a sub-page, if you could say that. So we get a thematic relevance stacked from all these posts. You can then repeat whatever you want. So you can go vertical. You can say, if I have chosen in, where did I have this one? So instead of having each city down here, I could have just continued with, let's say, the thematic relevance in terms of the county for FB mortgage loans and have more different variations down here, and then have taken these in a silo here, and then we have repeated that again for Melbourne, repeated that again for Satellite Beach. So it's up to you how you create your relevance for. So do you follow, guys? Or did that answer the question?
Yeah, it sounds like it looks like it. We're getting a lot of ones. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's just get back up here. And what we were talking about was Drew made the suggestion like keyword plus city. Keith's response was, that's what I do for location relevance.
Yeah.
Relevance, rather. So I can run it on my what? Oh, I can't. Sorry, Gregory, I can't really address that issue at the moment. Dirk says, love that he added word count to keep us within the maximum. So I have a question. I don't think, is it word count or character count? Because words can be very long.
It's 1,500 characters.
So we really want to make sure that he changes that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dirk,
what we're talking about
I know that everybody likes words, but it is 1,500 characters. Okay? And in order to do that very quickly and very, very simply, if you want, you could go to the Keyword Translation Factory, put your article in the word count, and it'll pop up all the characters right there for you, so you know what it is that you have when you bring that information over. Okay? Let's see if we got anything else here coming up. How many keywords are recommended?
Well, you can get away with a lot, but I think if you don't overdo it, so it doesn't become spammy. So what you could say up here, you have either the keyword here, what you want to rank for. You have repeated once or twice in the text, and then link out to whatever you can. So if I were a smart fellow, I would take and link out to a Wikipedia page for an FH mortgage loan. So what is an FH mortgage loan? And create some authority in terms of the post in itself. So Google will see that, okay, this guy is actually linking out to Wikipedia to get a more thorough explanation for it. The problem is if the people getting away there and not clicking on your call to action. What I've done more in this one is I have taken the information from the Google map over here. So I generated the map, I right-clicked and copy it. So when I right-click in the box, I copy the information out, as you will see here. Just a second. So when I paste it in, I've taken the information from down here. So that's an easy way to get all the information, getting it back in here. What I've done in addition, I have taken some Google Shorties, and that's actually links to my other properties, or some of the other properties like Facebook. I'm linking to the main website. I'm linking to the business website in itself, and I'm linking to what else? So the map in itself, and I should actually link to even more. I have the access to the Google Shortener because I used it before they announced that they were closing down the Google Shortener. So I use it as much as I can because that's an extra Google property. So I'm doing that to maximize.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yep. Yeah, we got lots of them. I kind of like put in less than 6. You don't want to overdo the links. You don't want to overdo everything. 4 is probably better. But when you want to link out to the authorities like Wikipedia, remember, how many of you guys remember me telling you about scholar.google.com? You guys remember that? Scholar.google.com. That's a really, 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 really good place to go and get extremely highly relevant data to your niche that you will not find in any other search but there. Scholar.google.com. Okay? And we've actually proven this out with the authority checker, that some of the links that we're getting are in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So linking out to those, specifically drilling down to your niche. There's also a section there where you can drill down into case law if you're in the United States. Okay? But remember that, scholar.google.com. Okay? That's a beautiful place to go get more data. Okay, so Carolyn is asking, so you'd make driving directions from Satellite Beach to Melbourne and Melbourne back to Satellite Beach, correct?
No, I will in order to get normally we say that if you are a service business who doesn't take client visits, then you'll make driving direction from where you are located to where you want to reach, which will be Satellite Beach. But here it's the other way around. So we will make driving direction from Satellite Beach to Ocean's loan office because they receive clients there.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So should we continue a little bit?
Nope.
Nope.
Sit in your chair, get a beer. what's the difference in driving directions to GMB and from GMB? Well, I think we just said that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's depending upon whether you take clients or you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a silo post then, what you just showed.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Exactly where do we insert targeted keywords for best RESULY in title or actual post? Results, I guess that's supposed to say. So where do we insert targeted keywords for best results, in title or actual post? In the post.
I normally do it in the post, in top of the post, and maybe in the bottom of the post as well. So here, you see, I want to target if it's a mortgage loan. I just put in FAQs, and I should maybe say from Brevard County, Florida, to give some relevance to the county that I'm in. And I could add down here, because I want to maybe rank for best FHA mortgage broker in Brevard County, Florida. Okay. So here I hit it twice. I might have it in my little FAQ up here, but the FAQ is actually regarding interest rates, and a lot of people search regarding fixed rate versus adjustable rate. So I hit that keyword as well. Is that okay?
Yep. So Dave is asking, when you say website, you're talking about posts on our site or GMB?
On GMB. I'll show you one. Just a second.
I think if everybody kind of figures that site, website, whatever is referring to the GMB, and one of the trainings will be on creating the GMB websites. That's going to come later. Not regular websites, but GMB websites.
Yeah, but let me find one and show an example. Bear with for 1 second. So within your GMB dashboard, you will find there's a possibility to create a website, a one-page website. This is the one I'm looking at here. So if I go live, this is how it will look live. If somebody is actually coming by here. So you can see the updates section down here. That's all your posts actually residing in here. We have some what missed a picture, but you can see, and then we click on view all. Then you will go over and they will list it as when you see it on your knowledge panel, okay? So it'll be listed, and then you can scroll through them all here. So basically, this is what we're posting to. So whenever we create a GMB post, we will post, or they will live here, and each individual post is treated as an inner page. You can see here, not so much, learn more, and then go to the website. So here we're going over and we're trying to link directly to money site. The apply now section of it. So does that give a clear picture of it?
Yeah, I think one of the things that
and the post that's 7 days post sitting down here.
Right. The one thing I want to bring up is that you have another opportunity in the website, the GMB website, one pager, and I don't want you guys to neglect that opportunity. Okay? We'll probably do something later on that, but literally speaking, your client literally doesn't need to have a website. Because if you build out the GMB website, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just telling you that it doesn't need to. Simply because you could build out the GMB website, optimize the shit out of it, then use the poster to post to the GMB itself, and then use Ranking Factory to build all of the links back to the posts and to the GMB website. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Just throw one in there if it makes sense, and you will pay attention to looking at the website from this point on. Okay?
We'll come back to that.
Right. But I don't want you to negate that opportunity. Keyword, then do synonym variations. Yes. Okay. Let's go down here. Maybe refer them as biz.site and people might not get confused, Michael said. Okay?
Sort of as what, sorry?
Biz as a biz site as opposed
business
to
site. Yeah.
Because it is. It's their business site, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So any other ways other than through driving directions do we have a proven way to increase our service areas using the mega poster?
The more that you post and get your rankings up in the cities just around the GMB, then you will expand them out by actually going a step further out and a step further out and a step further out and a step further out, and then you will start having them ranking better and better.
One of the other things.
Let me show you. I don't think that's a secret, but
don't give away the store.
We'll keep that to a later one. But it's of course also how you define your service areas in the when you set up the GMB in itself.
How many posts per day is the optimum? Google, Dave, the Google has told us what that is. It's a maximum of 4 per day.
I think what's most important is consistency.
Correct.
And relevance. So if you just spin a lot of articles which has no relevance either to the area where the business is located or to the subject, your thematic subject in your silos, it has to interest people. So when Google they showed the I'll just a tick. I'll find one here. What I'll show you in a second. Okay, you see my screen?
Yes.
So here, when I'm searching for Ocean Landing Melbourne, I will get the knowledge panel up. Unfortunately, because my phone is in Danish, it will show the Danish, but what you'll see is all the information in the knowledge panel. And what happens a lot of time is that if you look at the insights, when Google is actually believe that your post is of relevance to whoever is searching, then they will show the knowledge panel in a mobile phone based on the proximity. So that's why we have in our insights a lot of views, a lot of calls from mobiles. Google might not have a tree pack as such, but you're actually getting calls, and that's because you are posting relevant contents, and Google see that as an engagement with potential clients. So that's my belief that relevant content posted regularly is the best thing you can do for your GMB.
Okay.
Okay, more questions?
Right. No, I think we're pretty good here now.
Okay. So what I want to do is to add a photo to my little post. I'll take one from this one.
This is near and dear to my heart.
Think you can be approved? It says I will upload this. I have already uploaded it into my GMB photos down here, so I won't upload it once again. But if I tick this little tick mark down here, I'll be able to upload it to the GMB photos.
That tick mark says upload. See, Heinrich, you have to say what it is because sometimes people will listen to this and they won't know what this little tick mark down here means.
The little tick mark says upload to GMB photos.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
So I will uncheck this in this instance, but I'll check the other box down here which says blogger after post now. And a lot of you spoke about this in the Skype group today. So before I do anything to the post, I will hit the image button. And as you can see, this picture hasn't been optimized. So the first thing I will do is to find a little bit of keywords which I want to paste into it. So I'll have just copy it from my computer and I'll say paste. And bingo, you can see it have taken a lot of keywords which I've stuffed in here.
Yowza! Isn't that overdoing it a little bit, sir?
Oh, I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it's fair. I think you could probably do a lot more, but that's fair.
It's just to prove the concept that you can stuff in as many keywords as you would like in there. Here, you can actually take some contents that relate to your little article as well. So I could find a little bit more to stuff in here. So I'll put in a little bit of content. So take a little bit here. apply that. And then I could stuff in information in the other fields where you might have any information that you want to stuff into it. I will always make sure that I have put in my nap here.
So while he's doing that, I need everybody to answer this question. Did you read my preamble of what I suggested everybody do before they get started? Give me a yes or a no. And I won't look at who says no. I promise. Gary, I said I wouldn't look. Okay. So here's the reason that I put that in there for you guys, okay? As you're seeing Heinrich go through these particular pieces, and you're noticing that all of these things that he's doing has a field, right? That means that field can be filled out. So if you take the time to go through the poster and each of the modules and simply create an Excel spreadsheet for each of these fields, EXIF data as example, right? And you go through and you create that list of EXIF data that you want in here, and it's in that field on that form that you're going to create. Can you guys see how much time that will ultimately save you? EXIF data is metadata, kind of, okay? They're read two different ways, but it's the stuff Google reads. That's really all you need to know. That's all I really need to know. I don't mean it in any negative way. EXIF and meta is what Google reads. So when you're stuffing this EXIF data into that image and you put that image on your GMB property, all that stuff that you see in there, Google's going to read. Okay? So you can do Marcus has got an idea. Create a Google form that creates the Google sheet. That's actually a brilliant idea, Marcus. Thank you very much. To do this, because then you've got the Google sheet, you've got the Google form, you can build it the way that you want, and it makes it much easier to fill in those fields, right? So, please take time to do that, because if you don't have all this data as you're going through these various processes, you're going to find yourself getting annoyed with yourself or me, which I don't appreciate, because you're going to say, well, hell, that's too much information to fill out. I got to go back and find it. I got to go get an image. I got to do this. I got to do that, right? So all I was trying to share with you guys is take the time to do the setup work. So by the time you get into what Heinrich is showing you what to do, it's just copy, cut, and paste, copy, cut, and paste. Do this, copy, cut, and paste. Does that make sense to everybody? And for those of you who didn't see my post, it's just that's what I was trying to explain to you is take the time. And Marcus, I love the idea I never even thought about setting up a form, but if you set up a Google form and you can just go in and fill those fields out, it automatically then sends and completes that information into a sheet. So that's brilliant. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm done.
Okay, so what I want to do now is to post this one, and what you also will see is that we will have the blogger activated immediately. So let's go and hit the post now. Sorry. And what you should notice that up here, I forgot something. I have to click here to learn more. So it came up with an error code and said the URL is formatted incorrectly. So now I'm going to hit post. And it does it again.
Actually, Hadi, we haven't done the schema yet. So we're just doing the post first.
Yeah, we are just doing the post at the moment. But we need to figure out what's wrong because it says that I can't post it to this one. So let's create another one and then call it Ocean's Landing. County Q&As. And there I will need to get another link in instead of, because that will be the first post. We just send it to the main page. I'll add post now. Okay, it posted. And what you should notice is up here, the blogger tab is now activated. So I will go over and take a look at the blogger post.
So the blogger post get activated until finish the sentence.
I think it was Nick who asked, how do I get the blogger post activated? Because it didn't post it when I checked the blogger after post now. And he went to his blog and saw there was nothing there. So what happens here is that it will activate the tab up here, put in the post, and it will wait for you to stuff in more keywords. Put in more iframes, put in more videos if you like to do that. So let's find a video we can stuff in there, or we can just embed iframes. So if you want to embed anything, you can go down here and stuff it into the blogger post, and that will be syndicated out.
So for those, go ahead.
One thing you have to be aware of, that what you stuff up here in keywords, all these keywords up here, that will become tags in your blogger post. So when you watch the live post, you will see that whatever you input here in the keyword separate by comma, that'll be your tags in your post. And if you have an IFTT network that is triggered depending on what tags that's in the blogger post, then it might fire, it might not fire. It depends on how you set it up. What's going on here? I need to cancel this one. You will select the block that you want to post to up here. So if I need another block, I will go down and find this one maybe, and it will load the block that is associated with that account. So what I'm trying to say here, you might have a location and a Google account, but you have different Google accounts associated with the GMB poster. So you just pick the the Gmail account where you have the blogger name that you want to to post to, and then you just go in up and then you create the post over here and hit post. If you want to save it for later use, you hit the save button like you do in the RFR, and you can go in and load it again if you just take the Blogger model separately. So if you one day say, okay, I saved the post, but I didn't post it because you needed some extra information or whatever, you can just go in, you can load the information. So I'll save this one. I will close. I will go to the Blogger. I will load it.
Wow.
And it's down here.
Wow.
And it will come back, okay?
Is that easy, guys, or what? I mean, really? Has Chris just made this thing slicker than greased lightning? Save all that work. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Show me again one more time.
Did that illustrate that when you have inserted the text into a Blogger post like here? Just to find one, just a second.
So let me ask.
I have one here. This one.
Henrik is doing this for all you smarty guys out there. I want you to put in some of the things that you do to make your Blogger post just sing. What are some of the things and the tricks that you guys do, you know, that you see the process here that we can put in from the post to the Blogger, and then how do you jazz up your bloggers? So I'm just going to post what you say, but some of you guys are pretty smart, and you're getting into iframes and stacked iframes and all this kind of stuff. So let's share some of the wealth of what it is that you're doing just by posting some of your techniques in here, okay? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me show you another thing, because if you go in and find a calendar which you have saved the same way as you saved the Blogger, sorry. That was me who was wrong. Well, anyway, I thought I have saved a calendar, but you could I'll create a calendar quite fast here. So the location will be the location of the business. I think I'll just close this one and do it again, because I should be able to send it to my calendar, and it will take the post in itself. Anyway, it didn't, so let me fill it out quick.
Your resources are just a little low, that's all.
Oh.
Van Man, there is always a replay, sir. Mr. Van, will there be a replay in the training doc? Something yes, man. Please take care of what is necessary. Are you guys finding this valuable? Cool. This will get you started, and then we'll. Thanks, Gil and Paul and Dan and Steve and Edward and Dave and Dirk and Drew and Chase and Gary and Don. Appreciate it, and more. We wanted to go over this. Carolyn, I can understand. When you watch this again, it'll be pretty clear, hopefully. And if not, just hit me up and we'll take care of it. Can we do the infinity iframe trick? Well, listen, the only thing that the infinity iframe trick does is you create an iframe that links to an iframe that links back to the original iframe. So I think maybe we can answer that question ourselves, especially, from making an iframe in any of these environments and putting them on the blogger, and then the blogger iframe, links to another iframe that's on the blogger, and then that iframe links back to an iframe that's someplace else. Literally, Pete, you have that situation. So, it's nothing special. It's just the way in which you design it and create it creates that infinity, right?
Okay. But if I go and load this or execute this one and get my published link from the calendar, I will be able to embed that calendar into to the blogger. So I will show you a little trick here. So I'll go back to I've taken the post in itself with the short links. I go to back to my mega poster. I will go down to get URLs. I'll go down and grab my live post links. These. I'll select all. Copy that. Go back to my calendar, and I will stuff them in here. And that's in the events content I've stuffed them in.
Oh, shut up.
I'll go and create. I need my calendar name. Of course, sorry about that.
Guys, for those of you that haven't used calendars in the Ranking Factory, sorry, must be delivery guys at the door. But when you start to think about the power of what Heinrich is sharing with you here as part of the poster, this kind of takes us to another dimension.
I'm now creating a calendar with 48 events a day. And we will take that link when it's published and put it into our blog. You can see down here, it's a little difficult to see, but at the lower left corner, you can see it's creating the events for the calendar. Now it is finished. Here is the published links. I can send those to Sheets. So we'll open my Sheets, and up here you will see that I'll be able to again have the main keyword, the secondary keyword, and put all that into sheets and translate them. And we'll go through that in a later. But what I'm after is actually this little fellow up here. So I will go back to my toolbox and get my iframe tool, stuff that into there, and preview and see how that will work. So I put the URL in here. I generated the calendar iframe here, and then I'll put it into Blogger. So in order to put it into Blogger, I'll find a good, decent place to stuff it. So I'll go.
Stuff it.
So let me put it down here at the bottom so it's easier to see. Iframe is it. So I didn't copy the. Select all. Copy that. Go back to Blogger. Find my little box which I closed before. So I click on the edit HTML up here again. I'll go down here and I'll insert my iframe code here. I'll update. And then let's try to preview it, see what this looks like. I'm afraid my resources is running
a
little bit slow.
Well, maybe we should buy you another computer that you can run off of a VPS and don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's shit. Oh, sorry, the language, but it just went down.
So while that's kind of trying to run there a little bit, there's a couple holy craps in here, okay? So let's answer this question. Once we do use all live links, can we use the same link for another calendar?
Yep.
Abso-frickin-lutely.
But you can see the calendar I generated over here. I have the URL here. It's popped up in the iframe. So if I go into the calendar, click of one of the events, you'll see first of all there's a map here. So if I click on up here, it will open the map. That's the first thing. So that's where I put in the location where it should happen.
Sick.
But down here I have links back to all my inner pages on my business website. And I'm creating 48 events per day. So if I have 20 links, 48 times a day, 30 days a week, how many links are that in a month? Any guess out there?
What, 48 times 7 is 350 times 30 is 10,050.
No, if you have 20 links in an event for 48 times a day, and you have 30 days, that's 28,000 links.
28,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's address the elephant question in the room here, right?
Yeah.
So there's two questions that pop up in your mind. One is, holy shit, that's a lot of links. Are we overdoing it? And the answer is absolutely not, because we are not doing anything against the terms of service. We're not doing anything that Google isn't really allowing us to do. And the second question is, unless you spin that, isn't it all duplicate content? Well, does anybody want to guess whether that's duplicate content or not when you're doing your calendars? I got a no, no, no duplicate content on a calendar, Marcus says. No, Edward says. Perfect. Depends on your risk tolerance and spammy? No, Micah, that's not true at all. Every day is different. Okay? So the answer to both of those questions is Google gives us that opportunity. They've given us an API to be able to create most of what we're creating. So we're using exactly what they do. And if you want to get even sicker about this, okay, which we don't have here, but you can manually go add your documents as an attachment to your calendars. And as long as those documents are shareable in public, can anybody guess what's going to happen to the documents that are attached to the calendars that are running every 30 minutes every day? Indexation. Well, they get crawled. Carolyn is exactly right, right? So, you know, here again is another opportunity from another Google property to use it exactly the way that they've given us the opportunity to use it. You know, we're not stretching, we're not pushing the boundaries. We are doing what they are allowing us to do and staying within those guidelines. So you can just put, you know, imagine utilizing this, how much more power you can build, you know, through this whole process. And with Ranking Factory, we do the same thing, but we push all of this juice to a buffer page, and then we squeeze all that juice out of a buffer page to whatever our target is. So when you're using your Ranking Factory and you're doing all of the Ranking Factory backlinks and you're pushing them to your buffer page, anybody want to tell me where that buffer page link is going to? See you, Carolyn. Thanks for coming. I'll give you a replay. Yeah, the buffer page link is going to your GMB. So that's why I asked the question in the room the other day, does this replace Ranking Factory? Absolutely not. They work hand in hand with each other to complement one another. Okay? Okay, so let's go up and get a couple questions here. All right, here's one. Setup question. I know we have to use the real Gmail account to post to the GMB posts. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the GMB email for the GMB. Should we continue to use that account for all of this? All these other things that we do in this product, or should we use different Google accounts to do this? I'm going to take a stab at this. The answer, Mike, is this. You pick the account that you want to destroy, and you continue to use that account, that Gmail, and do everything that you've seen Heinrich do here, because one of the things you haven't noticed him do, he's not gone up and changed his account information once, has he? Right? So we don't want to be bouncing back and forth with different Gmails or different, you know, because all of this data is highly segmented to that single Gmail, to that single GMB. Does that make sense? Right?
Patrick, I understand his question, and let me maybe give my view on it.
Sure.
If you have real legit businesses, then you will have the business accounts which have created the GMB in itself. What I will do is to take one Gmail account and make that a manager of that particular account that you are trying to push up, and use that manager GMB to do whatever you want to do. So if it happens that you are getting suspended on that Gmail account for some reasons, then it won't hurt your GMB owner, if you understand. So take the owner of the GMB, put that aside, i.e. you give another GMB or Gmail the manager role of that GMB and use that into the GMB poster. Is that clear? Or
Checking it out? Yes, thank you. Yep. Okay, so a couple other questions where we are at the moment. At what stage do we use the schema module? Well, I'll let you answer that. Go ahead.
can I come back to the schema when it's appropriate?
Correct, because at this stage we don't use it. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
When you're doing the iframes, you can actually stuff in the schema. And you can stuff in schema into your blogger if you like. But let's come back to that when we are dealing with the schema model, because there's more into schema. So on the posting and the scheduling feature, which we didn't take a look at, maybe we should make a scheduled post. So I'll take the same post as I've done before, put that into the system here. I did choose a silo name. It shows me the last link in it. I won't add it to the blogger post now because I want to go up and say I will schedule it. So I click up here and say I schedule it to the 26th, and I will schedule it to 7 p.m. So I'm clicking in the AM and move my cursor up and down, and I will now go to add post here. So when I click the add post, I should actually add the picture, which I didn't. We don't want Donald Trump in here. Okay, everything is settled. It's settled for the 22nd of December. I will hit add post.
Whose time is that? Your time, my time, Greenwich time? What time is it?
That's time on my computer here. So it'll be on the 26th of December on my local computer at 7 o'clock.
If your computer is what? On?
If my computer's on, yeah.
Right.
So if I go to schedule post now, I can see there's one scheduled with a silo name. It has a stage with schedules, the summary, when it's going to be posted. And if my computer is on, I can go in and look at the 27, and we'll see it will have disappeared from here, and I'll be able to look it over at my post accounts over here. That's live. Now it's just scheduled. I know that. Yep.
Go back to that where you just were, right?
Yep.
Okay, so for anybody that's looking at this screen right now, seriously, can you think of how valuable this screen is as a screenshot for your clients. Give me one if that makes sense to you. Because a lot of times clients are going to say, "What did you do for me, buddy?" Right? And all of this work in here and all of this history and all these things that you are doing. What are you doing, Ray? Come on, Ray, give me some stuff. Give me some meat here. I don't know what you're doing. You don't have any deliverables, Drew says, right? So, as you're looking at all of this and you start to create your own collage of what you're doing for your client, it's like totally overload. They'll never ask you again what you're doing because you're just going to bombard them with more stuff, right? Chris is asking, can that be exported?
This one?
Yep.
Currently not.
Okay. That doesn't mean we can't do it. It's a great question. Write that one down.
Put it up to the wish list.
Yep. So the other thing that I want everybody, and Diane has a great question. I need ammo to get clients. Okay. So what we want you guys to know is that everybody that is working within the GMB program, we consider ourselves a team. Okay. So Diane, she says you can always snag it, but obviously it would be nice if we could put it into a nice PDF or something like that, which we can think of. So I want everybody to just think when you're talking to customers and maybe you lack a little bit of confidence or you're not quite sure. What you can be sure of is that this is a community where we are a team. So you can say, one of my team members just ranked Ocean's Mortgage, which was nowhere. They're now in the 3-pack. Go there, show that to them, get some data from us that says where we were. As you guys are building your properties out and can share them, okay, then we want you to be able so that other people who don't have those assets yet can be confident to go in and say, this is what our team can do for you. Sense, guys? Because we are a team, okay? And we're going to help everybody get to that point of success as, Heinrich keeps going through these modules, and Chris built all this stuff based on my brilliant, I didn't mean to say that, Heinrich's brilliance. But please know we are a team. Feel confident. Never, ever, ever don't say something because you're not confident. When we've done it, that means you've done it, okay? I just want you to understand that. I'm very passionate about that because I know some people say, well, I can't do it. Well, we've done it, therefore you've done it. I'll just leave that idea, kind of mature a little bit in your brains. But so anyway, go ahead, Heinrich, sorry. But I like the idea of exporting this data to a PDF.
Yeah, that would be a good addition. But anyway, I managed to create one schedule post. I made one live post, which went live. And we saw that when you hit the post by account tab, it will list all the live ones and it will list all the silo names. I have blown my up one for one reason or the other, which I can't recreate, so I have to create new ones. So I think for the next training, I will create some new silos so you can see how they look like and go a little bit more into whatever we can do. The odd question is, we have gone on now for 1.5 hours. Should we do the following, that I will repeat what I did with the GMB news post, yes, adding it to the blogger next time, so we take it step by step again?
Yes.
So we'll repeat what we have gone through. So because it might have been a little bit confusing for some when it didn't work in the first way. So we'll do that. I promise that.
Or do you want to do it now again?
I can do it now.
Well, here's the reason. We all have Christmas coming up. We all may not be available next week. We may not be available for 2 weeks. So I don't care if we're here for 4 hours. Anybody can leave if they want to leave. That's not a big deal. We want to be able to give everybody the ammo after watching this to be confident enough to go out and start posting. Maybe not the tricks, maybe not all the gizzywigs, but just basically get out there and frickin' do it.
Yeah.
And besides that, they can always put it on double speed. Ha ha.
Yep.
So here's a question. I think I missed this part, but if you schedule a post and then turn off your computer, when you turn your computer back on and turn on the mega poster, will it then post your scheduled post because it is saved? The answer, Drew, is yes.
Be careful.
As long as your computer's on and there's a scheduled post, it will post it.
If you turn it on after the post is supposed to be scheduled, no.
It won't go.
It won't go. It will produce an error.
And for everybody out there that's going to use this to go get new clients, remember, you don't have to know more than Heinrich does. As long as you know more than the business owner, you can help them.
Exactly.
Wow. That's fortunate for me. By the way, that's Terry, guys. Terry, while he gets set up to do this again, what are some of the things that you're doing? Because I know you're killing it getting new business, dude. And I know a lot of it is based around, Ranking Factory and, the GMBs and stuff like that. Do you have any, advice for some of the new guys that are here that are coming into this saying, well, I don't really have a lot of clients. I need to go get them, like Diane. She's really looking for how to, get some business and how to approach it. And you and I talked about it earlier. So why don't you take a read on Diane's post I gave you, and let's chat about that while Heinrich sets us up again.
All right. Well, like I said, if you know more than the business owner, then you can help them. If you know more than Patrick, hey, you can really help them.
It's true. It's true.
But seriously, if you use this, if you have a business you want to build up using GMB, using RFRs, use it for your business so you're comfortable using it. So you can say, let me show you some of the stuff we can do. And you can say, explain to them those maps listing, those 3-packs is very valuable property. That real estate is really valuable. And if your competition is a huge conglomerate that does, all sorts of web stuff, and they happen to have a local office competing with you, they're still only going to have one spot in the map unless they pay for an ad. And you can get one spot in the map. So you're on a level field. This will put your client on a level field with their big competitors also. This is their chance to, without having to have a $1,000 a day ad budget, they can compete in their market, in their niche.
Right.
So, impress upon them that everybody you talk to who's a business owner has pulled out their phone to find somebody to fix their tire or to fix their windshield or a broken washer, tree that came through the roof after a storm. They've all looked on that 3-pack. They all realize what it is. And if you go to a 3-pack and click down and find the one that's in 4, 5, 6, there's a good chance that a couple years ago they were in that 7-pack when it was 7.
Exactly. So they know and feel the loss of being there. It's not like they've never been there. They were there, but they feel the loss.
But
So
if you take a look at the stats here, you can see total views 595 for the last month so far for this particular GMB. When we started, they didn't even have 160 views. And we have been operating on this account for a little bit over a month.
correct.
And if you look at when they have been shown on search, listing on maps, so that's up from the 165th 64 views. They have more directions request on maps. They have more calls coming in on the phone. So we have proven to them that it's actually gonna help them. We have moved their web page from nowhere up to spot number 4 on organic search for one special search term. And I've used the Cloud Stacker, and we have several pages on. Actually, we have Alibaba on page number 2 for one of the search terms. So RFR and this, it works.
And this, Heinrich, this image that Heinrich is showing comes from your GMB insights.
Yep.
Those are GMB insights. You can either take a screenshot. I like to make little videos that I'm talking about. And for my clients, I make a video of the GMB insights and send it to them once a month. You can see here, you got this many calls. Look, you got 34 calls. You can see most of them you've gotten on Thursdays and Fridays. Between these hours, I mean, GMB Insights shows you a whole lot. We need some more. I keep telling you, we need to send us more photos. You can see the businesses like yours are getting close to us on photos. We need more photos. But a lot of that info in that GMB Insights you can use as a sales tool to show them a comparable business that you've been working with.
What insights, everybody, this is a trick question, Terry. What insights could you ask us for to show those people results from? Come on. Whose can you show? Yours? Shit, no, you don't have any.
Anybody on your team?
And who's on your team?
Heinrich.
We all are. Right? You see my point, guys? This stuff is, damn, it's yours. Grab it, take it, do something with it, go sell something. Use us, abuse us, beat us up. We don't care. We want you to go look at these more statistics on photos, right? So
that's what happened when we started uploading photos to the GMB. If you look at the blue one, which is us, what does it say? That our pages has been shown 1,920 times in 1 month, whilst business competitors around have 467.
That's a pretty powerful stat. That Terry, I know that you use that. So when you show your potential client that, and you get a client and you start to show them these results, yeah, the phone will start ringing. But you just have to get people to be viewing it, and you can see this works, right?
It actually shows you how many calls you got. And
Exactly.
If you want, you can look at what days of the week or what times of day. But the important thing is to show that people have taken action, that have seen it. They've gone to the website, they've clicked for directions, and it's worked on another client of my team. It'll work on you too, sir or ma'am.
Exactly. Now, Terry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, continue.
Well, here's an example with this picture. You can see about the 20th of November, suddenly the blue starts to pass the red. Because as they got started, they jumped up with some images, but so did the competition. But now they've blown the competition away with their photos.
Yeah, they kind of flat. Does that mean that they kind of die? Flatline?
They've just quit putting new photos in, or certainly
Exactly.
very.
Exactly. So we're gonna let Heinrich get to his thing here. One last question, Terry. Okay. Have you ever taken a business that's not in the 3-pack, who you don't know, and they don't know you, and you sat at your little desk and you did all of the stuff that we talked to in Ranking Factory and that you learned? We didn't have GMB at the time, which would make it easier. Did you ever get that ranked and then go back to that person and tell them you're the one that ranked it? Because you have all this data, all these pictures. And what happened when you got them into the 3-pack?
I'm suddenly $1,000 a month richer. Well, that's not true because there's expenses, but you know.
Right. But the point is, you never had to sell them. You never had to call them. You never had to convince them. All you had to do is make a phone call and say, this is where you were. This is where you are. I'm the guy that did it. Would you like to pay me, or shall I do that for your competitor?
And then I ask them to make me a manager of that GMB because I can do more when I'm not uploading photos as an other, and instead I'm uploading them as you when I'm making posts as you. So they add me to give me access as a GMB manager, and I can do so much more then.
Right.
So go for it, folks. This is a great piece of software in addition to the RFR. I'm going to shut up now and listen, and learn some more cool stuff myself.
All right. Go ahead, Heinrich. You're back to you, buddy.
Okay. What I did, I created another post. I put it into the silo, which I created. The previous link was to my previous post. I clicked the learn more. I wanted to check the blogger after post now so we can get access to the blogger. And I will go over now and hit the post now. You see, oh, it comes up again with this funny. What I'll do, I'll refrain it from put it into the silo because apparently there's a problem with that silo.
If they run into the same problem, right? Then
yeah, the problem is, Patrick, I just arrived at the actual 6 o'clock my local time here. It's noon your time, and downloaded the new updates Chris has made, and I haven't played around with it, so that's
good. You're good.
But anyway.
He says the URL is incorrect, maybe. Anyway.
Yeah. But that's from the previous post, so I have screwed up my silo one way or the other, so I have to create a new one again. But I'll clean the post afterwards. But you saw I checked the blogger after post now, and the tab for blogger is now visible up here, and when I'm actually posting it, it will come over here. So I'll go back to my poster at the post now, so you can see it as it comes over. That's funny. I know why. Sorry. I didn't see that. It's missing the colon in here. actually checking that I'm doing it correctly, which I didn't. So I didn't put a colon after the HTTPH, so that was why I didn't. So now I have the blogger over here. I'll put in my title. I'll drop in my keywords. Or I'll continue and I'll continue. And you can see it inserted what I wanted. It have the citation down here posted via, and then it give the URL to our GMB post link. So actually we should be good to go. One thing it didn't do, it didn't give me a straight hyperlink down here, so I could copy these and make them a proper Google shorter link. Well, I don't want to bother with that now, but you get the point that you now have the full control of whatever you want to syndicate out to your blog. Choose the blog that you want to go out to, choose the blog name, but have you thought about that you could actually make small niche blogs so that you can build up a small niche blog network around your GMB? So I will create posts, but this one I won't do at the moment because I will syndicate it out to my network, so I will leave that. So I'll just hit save here and come back to it when I need to let it go live. So that was the process. Create the post, check the blogger after post now, hit the post now, go to the blogger tab, finish your thing. So if you want to embed your YouTube video into it, if you want to iframe calendar into it, you can iframe calendar into it. Simply just to add whatever you need to add to the blogger, and then hit create post. Any questions?
That good for everybody? Right, yep. We got yeses. Great job. Yep. Yes. Good.
Okay.
Everything. Okay. So one last question, and we'll call it a day here. We upload photos as as Terry said before, when we have no GMB access of the client, right? So this is a poster. Doesn't have to be the client's Gmail. Can be your own Gmail. You're creating all this information. So where do you get the photos for that business? Anybody have an idea? Anybody? From their webpage. Pixabay. Okay. Their Facebook account.
I think, Terry, are you there? He's muted, or he's down at the diner.
So here's the other place that you can go.
I think
How about looking up?
Patrick, I think what Perrin does is actually taking photos and upload them through his map app on the GMB. So if you go buy a shop or restaurant and you go to your Google Maps app in your phone, you can actually add pictures. And when you're adding pictures there, then you will add pictures up to their GMBs, because you don't have any control over the GMB until you become a manager of the GMB.
Right.
So you won't have access to the insights, you won't have access to the picture uploads before you become a manager. But by uploading the pictures to the GMB, they can actually go in and see how much activity those pictures would have given. And if you upload a picture with your name on or your business name on, so go nearby and upload or find the GMB on the on your Google Maps app, having your business card times of an image, call me, and then the picture will be uploaded to their GMB and will sit there until you remove it.
And then one other way of doing that, if you are not locally within, a distance that you can do what Henrik is trying to say, and this is what we did, is we went to Google Earth, okay, and then we took various shots of the business address from Google Earth or from Google Maps or from wherever you can get to see it at, and then from that we created numerous images that we wanted to use for exactly what we're trying to talk about here, okay? So there's a lot of ways of getting around it. The point was, and we'll end with this. Shit, you talk a lot there, buddy. We'll end with this, and that is, if you're not a great salesperson, but you're a good technical person, technically get somebody ranked that's not there with either the GMB or using a combination of Ranking Factory with GMB. And once you've got them in the 3-pack, you can almost automatically make that a $500 a month client, depending upon how much their service. If they're a nail salon, why would you want to waste your time on a nail salon when it takes you just as much to do a chiropractor or do somebody else that has a fence company or a high ticket item, right? So find those within your area, that can easily create, 500, 1,000, 2,000 bucks a month, within 30 to 60 days of you working with this program. And we really know it works because we've proven it. Terry's proven it. Other people have proven it. And we want to just leave that tip with you as to how to use this and make money, even if you don't have clients or don't know where to go get clients. This is a way of making sure it gets done. And with all of the things Heinrich and Chris have put into this, there's no better tool on the market. Let me ask you a question, and we'll end this. How many of you guys have used posters already before or are using them now? Anybody using them now? I know we only have like 2 people left, but that's okay. David's using one? Okay. Okay. No, yes, no. Yes. Okay. So here's an amazing statistic. And I knew the question, how many are using posters besides this now, Steve? So the statistic that we did when we did our survey is over 80% of you guys are not using a poster. So it's hard for you to compare what you see here with other posters. But those of you like Steve or David or some of the other guys that are using other posters, can you just tell us what you think in relationship to what you've been using and cost versus what we're sharing with you here and cost? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it too expensive, too cheap? Is this the tool that you will want to have versus something else? Diane says, I've seen several on sale from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, had never seen them before, and this is all new to me. That's awesome, Diane. New becomes old after a while when you become a pro. Okay. Yep. The guys that are using other posters, really are indicating there's nothing like this on the market. So you've got the premier. So use it, abuse it, use us, abuse us. We're here. We're not hiding behind our desk and hiding behind our emails and hiding behind anything else. So let's go out and make some money, okay, guys? A lot more features for the money. Okay.
We need to set the next training session because of the holidays coming up.
So everybody give us this answer. Do we want to do this next Wednesday, the day after Christmas? Or do we want to wait and do it between Christmas and New Year's? Or do we want to wait until after New Year's? Tell us what you guys think. Oh, let's see. 26th next week, Wednesday after sooner, and often after Christmas is good that Wednesday. Christmas after Christmas Day after weekend. Okay, well, I guess the consensus is next Wednesday. Does that make sense? Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, because 8 days from today is Tuesday, which is Christmas. So the day after Christmas is next Wednesday. Is that correct, guys? Yep. No, it's 25th. That's Christmas here. So Wednesday's the 26th. I'm gonna say, Heinrich, that we do it on the 27th. Are you guys okay for the 27th? Because a lot of people are still traveling on the 26th. Are we good for the 27th? Everybody? Is that good? Yep. Don,
Okay.
I'll make sure you get a copy. Drew, copy. Okay, let's do it on the 27th, all right? So we will have the next session on the next module on the 27th, 2 days after our Christmas in the United States. All right, guys, thank you so much for bearing with us for 2 hours. But did you think it was worth the time that you spent with us? Absolutely, yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Quadruple ones. Awesome. Now that awesome, is that for me or Henrik? I'm not sure. I don't want to take the credit if it's not mine. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, one last thing. Go into the GMB room and publish what your feelings are. Go into the Ranking Factory room, for GMBs, and tell people that they need to join the GMB room just because we don't care. We're talking GMB. They can use this for the Ranking Factory GMB. Go into the Facebook and tell people how crazy this training is in terms of the module. So you guys make that commitment to me, and we'll continue to make our commitment to you, okay? See y'all. Have a good night.